For the first few months, all I remember is just wanting to be normal and just feeling like there was this part of me that wasn't.
We went in for a checkup before you go to college, make sure my shots are up to date, all that, classic medical stuff. And about one short conversation later, I'm on my way to Children's Hospital because my blood sugar is, I think, something along the lines of like 400, 500, and I have type 1 diabetes. And at that point, everything changed.
I remember when they told me, I didn't know what it was. I had never heard of diabetes.
And in that moment, I was scared, confused, but I just remember my mom embracing me and reminding me that it's going to be okay and that we're, taking on this journey together.
I think I found that the most frustrating part of having diabetes is that feeling of just feeling so alone, like no one understands. Like it's this secret kind of that I carry around that no one would know unless I told them, but it's this major part of my life that I have to think about every single minute of every single day.
There's no way to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, or physically for the kind of change that you suddenly have to experience when you have type 1.
I was playing in a hockey tournament for recruiting purposes. There were a lot of college coaches there. It was, my time to shine, a big moment. And after the first game, I tested my blood sugar. It just read high. And I had to pull myself out of the second game. And I remember my mom hugging me in the locker room and telling me that everything was going to be okay. And I think that was a moment where I wasn't going to let it defeat me.
Today, when I look back, I can see how much it affected not just me, but them too. Even though sometimes selfishly I wanted to feel like it was just me, it took a huge toll on them also. And even when I wanted to give up, they never did. They helped me push through it every time.
For the longest time, I would get in fights with my parents as they would try to help me, just saying, you don't understand, you don't understand. I just feel so alone in this. But in the past few years, I've been realizing that actually my parents are the ones who understand it the most.
I would say that this as a whole has done far worse to them than it has ever done to me, because they have to live with the worry every day that I have this, whereas I just have to live with it itself.
My parents are the most selfless people I've ever met, and my mom always says, I wish it were me that had it. I wish it were me.
To my parents, I would like to say that I know how much you worry every night. I know what this means to you, whether you think I do or not. And their willingness to put up with me when I'm moody or when I'm high and, or when I'm just angry about being cursed with this is something that I don't think I can ever adequately express in words.
What I'd like to say to my family is thank you so much for your support, your love, your commitment. It truly has made my life possible, and I can't thank you enough.
There's so many people out there that I want to thank. Mom and Dad, of course, you the most. Love you both. I can't say more. You guys do so much for me. You're always there for me. I thank all my extended family too. You've always had my back. I can go to you if I'm having a struggle. And all of people who have affected my life, I just thank you for helping me get to where I am now.
I would like to say thank you to both of my parents for never giving up on me and never giving up on the cure for type 1 and never letting me be hopeless. JDRF has been really important to my family because The instinct of my parents right away when I was diagnosed was, I want to take this from you. I want to give you my pancreas. I want to do whatever I can so that you don't have to go through this. What do I do with this energy of, I need to take this from my child? And JDRF has been an outlet for them to help me in the best way that they can, and that is to find the cure.
Like when you're at the event and you see how many people there are, and it's like you're not the only one. Not only are those people there supporting their people, but they're supporting diabetics and type 1 and trying to find a cure for it.
JDRF creates a chance at something that nobody understands fully. And when I went to the gala for the first time, I'm sitting there in my suit thinking to myself, okay, it's just going to be a room full of practitioners, donating for, a cause that's going to be, a great thing to donate to. And then people started getting up on stage and people started talking about what this means to them and their family members who have it. And suddenly it kind of clicked to me that there is a community of people that exists in this world who know exactly what this is every day. And that was a moment where I wasn't alone anymore.